This would have been a really good time to be in the mountains. It looks so awesome with the snow and everything like that, with the contrast. Actually, I'll get back to this point later, but I'm just recording it right now just for the reference so you know what I'm talking about later. And to start off of the day, I was just checking my messages again. Thank you very much for people who are donating to try to help me get new gear and stuff like that. And I was checking the funds. One of you made a remark, oh, here's a couple of bucks. You call a couple of $100 a couple of bucks? Holy cow! I mean, even I have to like, kind of stop right now and just look at this. You guys have given me $478.90 to get the new camera. I mean, with this, it's not a matter of can I, it's what should I get? Again, to help everyone, to enable me to create the best work and all that, just with all your guys' support. Again, thank you guys very much. I'll talk about it a little later, although one interesting note, I don't know why this happened. It only happened for one of you got dinged for a fee. It says 158. Is it just for people like in the UK or something like that? PayPal doesn't like UK people? I guess first, let's start with what I read that was interesting today. People often talk about people shooting down drones with no repercussions and stuff like that. Well, how about this one? It says, St. James man shot drone looking for missing dog out of the sky, police says. Missing Angels Long Island was looking for a dog named Desi when Gerald Charstein fired a shotgun at the drone, police said. So basically, it was an organization using a drone to find a missing pet, and this guy saw the drone and just shot it. And then it says, police arrested St. James man who allegedly shot a drone out of the air Saturday. He was charged with third-degree criminal mischief and prohibited use of a weapon, police said in a news release Sunday. Members of the Missing Angels Long Island, an organization that searches for missing pets, were using a DJI Mavic 2 Zoom drone to look for a missing dog named Desi on Saturday afternoon, when the drone became unresponsive, police said. The drone's GPS indicated that the drone was last above a home on Rutherford Street in St. James. 4th Squad detectives who investigated found that Chastain had fired a shotgun 3 times into the air from the yard from his home, striking the drone, police said. Multiple shotguns were confiscated from the residence. In my opinion, it's good he got charged. I mean, even you guys said when you're firing like a bullet and stuff like that, you have to consider the bullet, if it goes up, it's gonna come down somewhere, right? I think that's putting people in danger. And even, let's just say this wasn't a legitimate drone flight, there was like, quote, a peeping Tom or whatever. Would you actually do that in other situations? Like say if a guy's just, whatever, a guy's driving a car, he has his smartphone like filming you specifically, would you actually fire your shotgun at the car? I don't think people would they? Now unfortunately, I would imagine, just like I talked the other day, is it okay to joke about stuff like that when people say, oh, I'll shoot the drone down, because the hysteria is pretty big with stuff like this. And people's reaction to this, like just the regular public, it's kind of incredible. Like this one lady says, how is he supposed to know it was searching for lost pets? I've never heard such a thing. I would have assumed it was invading my privacy also. Also, you can't just walk on someone's property without permission, so what makes it okay for the drone to do so? Wow, that just shows you how much education a lot of people need in terms of how people use the tech and stuff like that. Or this other reply here, it says, I find it funny that people are completely fine with a drone flying over their house because it looks for a, quote, lost dog. I think this guy did the right thing. Really? Or even like this comment here, the guy says, I support the guy who shot it down. Invasion of privacy. That is kind of amazing still, with a person response saying along the lines of, I've never heard of drones being used for anything like that. I mean, even with the common sense, like even if I don't fly like say a helicopter, I can envision them using that in various ways to like save people, transport and all that. I guess overall, I'm not just gonna scold people like that automatically, like saying, you idiot, and this, because honestly, if that's all they're exposed to, that's all they know, I mean, that's a clear example. They're not knowledgeable about the good of it and how people use it in an everyday life, like to help people, or maybe even just recreationally, like flying it for fun. So I guess that just means people, I guess, like myself, need to find better ways to create more compelling stuff, like I said, in order to get that attention, to make people not be so freaked out about it and see the positive side as well. Because just like everything else, there's a positive and a negative. Can you imagine carrying this for all your walks? Going up the hike? Yeah. Hey. Recognize me? Oh, she remembers. Yeah. Is that a good sound the dog's making? I'm used to it. And this camera's not good for capturing. Alright, this will be a good test subject for the Epson glasses. A person that flies drones who's never used it before, so I'll let him try to see what his reaction is of it. I actually flew it just earlier and got some cool shots. Did you say your first reaction was?
That's a pretty neat little device.
Okay. Okay, just wait for it to load up. Does it look pretty clear to you, or is it too dark?
It's a little bit too dark on the actual view on the field, right?
Okay.
The screen is so bright.
Do you want to try taking the shades off? You could take the shades off if you want. I just think it would be too the color. I think it would be too washed out. He's like, I'm afraid I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, am I gonna break it or what?
That sounds like it worked. It's child-proof.
It's hard. Yeah.
Okay, so how does that look with the screen?
Well, it's cloudy day, right? So
Yeah.
It looks better.
Does it look washed out or no?
The screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I don't see much of screen.
Okay, so select the one that says the Go app and choose just once. Is the interface awkward or?
Yeah.
Can you see without the shades? Because for me, I can't see without the shades.
Yeah, I need the shade.
How does it look now?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now I can see.
Okay. And take off. So what is it like so far from the vision and everything like that?
Well, I can see everybody. I can see those people.
Okay. Actually, here's an interesting question though, because you actually own the DJI Goggles. So how would you actually rate this with the goggles, like in comparison?
I think this is much better.
Okay.
Yeah, much better. My goggle is like, it's so hard to focus on the lens. Right? And this one, it's pretty clear, fit my eyesight. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest drawback for this right now, just from using it, if any?
Well, it's nice.
It's really nice.
I don't know. I don't see any drawback. I can see. Well, it's easier than using the goggle, right? Trying to see the drone picture and also the actual following people stuff around, right?
Yeah. Come towards us. Look at people taking pictures of this now, the drone and all that. Can you land it with the glasses here with the look of it? Are you sure? Whoa, man. Okay. I don't even have the guts to do that. Whoa! That's awesome. I can see this in the distance.
She's trying to clean her teeth.
Oh, is it? Oh, like a toothbrush. That makes sense.
Chew.
Because you kept, you traded it in, the old one you said, right?
Yeah, old one.
Okay. Okay, now some talk about the camera replacement and stuff, like what I should get. That's kind of an interesting comment. Tell people, I guess, to try to live my life for like an hour or something like that to see what it's like, so you can better understand the best camera for my setup. Because to go back to that point, let's see this thing now. It's at like 8,500. I just brought that point because the idea of try it for 1 hour, can you actually do what I do in 1 hour? Because even before I started, I already walked like what, 2 kilometers like in the day with the gear and so forth. And now as I was doing everything, I don't know what that is, because I was like, what, another 6,000, 5,000 steps or whatever. Because the reason I brought up these steps in the beginning, because I said again, when you see like say a 5 to 10 minute video, it's not literally me walking just for like 5 minutes recording this. It's basically the whole day as I go. And when you're walking and doing this, if you're doing it for again 16 kilometers a day, you can't do it like really briskly or anything like that, because remember, time is a factor in your day. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like tomorrow, I just gotta notice that I have to go to the city. So, and keep in mind, now you have to do your video editing or whatever it is. So find time to do that. You can't just like, again, just do this in a really super slow way. Like for me, it's a normal pace, but you have to pick up the pace too, like with your time for the day. Okay, and for the camera, again, since you guys pretty much, I mean, I can basically have a lot of flexibility to buy a certain camera. It just comes down to what's best. As I mentioned, I think it's wise to wait for that camera show to come, and it's basically this one here. It's the CP Plus Camera and Photo Imaging Show 2019. It says it's happening on February 28th. So at the moment, I think it's best, I mean, if you guys agree, I mean, you guys were the ones to help me fund this, I think it's wise to wait for this to see what potentially comes out, because if this is going to be like a new Sony or a new GoPro or something like that, I think we all say like, oh my god, I should have waited. So at the moment, I think we just wait a few days. I'll just bear with this crazy setup and stuff, I think anyways. It's probably best. Because just an example in terms of, I guess, things like gear, like this isn't an ideal setup. So since I have someone using like a phone to record me, you can kind of see what it's like. I mean, as an example, if you just say, you know, just use a motorized gimbal or something like that, can you imagine trying to do this every single day, just going through like the city or something like that, going through the malls? It wouldn't be practical, like to get those shots that I'm used to and to have it at convenience. Or can you imagine me throwing this gimbal in my pocket or having to set it up? Like you think this is a great setup? Yeah, like,
a little bit too bulky, yeah.
Too bulky. Alright, see you guys later.